Ladies and gentlemen,
For months, the WWE Universe has wondered why Paul Heyman, the master strategist behind some of the greatest runs in wrestling history, has been so quiet. The wise man who once stood center stage beside Roman Reigns, guiding the bloodline to record-breaking dominance, has barely been seen or heard. Insiders now suggest that silence isn't retreat, it's strategy. Sources close to the situation say Heyman has been working behind the scenes, laying the groundwork for what could become the most powerful and controversial alliance in modern WWE history. If true, the ripple effects could redefine the company's power structure for years to come. The post-Crown Jewel fallout. Crown Jewel left more than a few bruised egos. Championships changed hands, storylines took sharp turns, and long-standing alliances began to fracture. Behind that chaos, one man watched closely: Paul Heyman. With the bloodline's future uncertain and internal tension rumored between Heyman and Roman Reigns, it appears the veteran advisor may be planning his next great evolution. Those who know him best describe Heyman as someone who thrives in instability, and Crown Jewel's fallout created exactly the kind of instability that invites opportunity. Heyman's blueprint for control. Throughout his career, Heyman's true genius has been in spotting frustration before anyone else does. He identifies stars on the edge of rebellion and offers them purpose. He did it with Brock Lesnar, transforming him into the Beast incarnate. He did it with CM Punk, amplifying his defiance into cultural momentum. And he did it with Roman Reigns, reimagining him as the tribal chief. The same playbook may now be in motion again. Reports indicate Heyman has quietly reached out to several top-tier superstars who feel undervalued, overlooked, or creatively limited. The goal isn't just another client relationship, it's a faction built to dominate every division across both brands. The secret meeting. According to internal whispers, a closed-door meeting took place roughly 3 weeks ago at an undisclosed location. Present were representatives linked to at least 2 major WWE names who have expressed frustration with their current positioning. What was discussed remains under wraps, but one detail reportedly leaked: Heyman outlined a vision to reshape the balance of power. That phrase has since circulated backstage, fueling speculation that this new alliance is less about rebellion and more about strategic control. In short, Heyman is assembling not a stable, but an infrastructure. The first piece: the disrespected veteran. The first rumored member is a former Heyman guy, a main event talent with championship experience who has publicly hinted at dissatisfaction with creative direction. This superstar's history with Heyman is long and complicated, filled with mutual respect and unfinished business. Sources say the two have recently been in quiet communication, discussing a fresh direction that allows the veteran to reclaim relevance while distancing themselves from the corporate tone of WWE's current era. If this partnership is rekindled, it would immediately give Heyman's faction credibility and a familiar, dangerous face. The second piece: the rising destroyer. The second potential recruit is reportedly a powerhouse, one of WWE's fastest rising athletes whose sheer dominance has been impossible to ignore. Week after week, they've left a trail of defeated opponents, yet remain without a clear path to main event status. Heyman has built entire dynasties out of athletes like this: hungry, explosive, and unproven on the biggest stage. According to one source, Heyman has been whispering belief into this performer's ear, promising that with the right backing, they could become the unstoppable future of the company. For a competitor eager to break through the ceiling, that's an offer hard to refuse. The third piece: the loyal insider. Perhaps the most intriguing piece of the puzzle involves a current WWE insider, someone deeply connected to management, perceived as loyal to the establishment. Yet beneath that facade, conversations have reportedly taken place with Heyman about joining his cause. If true, this move would be seismic. It would give the rumored faction access to internal information and strategic leverage that no previous group has ever possessed. The idea of a double-life superstar, corporate face by day, conspirator by night, has already set fan theories ablaze. Rewriting WWE's power map. If these three forces were to unite, they could control championships across every brand. Analysts have compared the potential impact to that of past super factions, such as Evolution, The Shield, and the NWO. The vision goes beyond simple dominance in the ring. It's about influence. By positioning key players on Raw and SmackDown simultaneously, Heyman could effectively dissolve brand boundaries, creating a group capable of appearing anywhere, anytime, with or without sanction. For WWE executives, that possibility represents both creative gold and logistical chaos. The long game patience has always been Heyman's sharpest weapon. Insiders say he's not rushing toward a reveal. Instead, he's allowing the story to breathe, waiting for the perfect moment, when WWE feels most complacent and fans most restless. With social media amplifying every backstage rumor and every cryptic post from wrestlers, anticipation is doing the promotional work for him. He's letting the audience build the story themselves, one producer noted. By the time the reveal happens, everyone will already be invested. The Roman Reigns question. No discussion about Paul Heyman can ignore Roman Reigns. Their partnership has defined an era, but reports suggest philosophical differences have recently emerged. Reigns reportedly wants to continue the bloodline legacy, while Heyman sees the story nearing its natural end. That tension, whether real or manufactured, fuels speculation that Heyman may be preparing for the next evolution, with or without the tribal chief. Yet there is also a counter-theory that this rift is a masterwork of misdirection. What if Reigns is still part of the plan? What if this new faction is simply the bloodline reborn, expanded, and modernized? The mere idea has sent the wrestling world into debate. Merchandise, marketing, and mayhem WWE officials reportedly have mixed feelings. On one hand, a Heyman-led super faction could be a merchandise juggernaut, a single unifying brand, complete with slogans, colors, and symbolism, would practically print money. On the other, management fears losing narrative control. An unsanctioned alliance appearing across both brands challenges the very framework that WWE has used for decades. For Heyman, that's precisely the point. To shake complacency and remind everyone that unpredictability is still wrestling's greatest currency. Signals in plain sight. For those paying attention, the clues may already be on television. Unusual interactions backstage. Short, unannounced cameos during other storylines. Social media posts featuring cryptic emojis or captions referencing loyalty, legacy, and war. These subtle breadcrumbs could be part of a larger tapestry, one that will only make sense when the full picture emerges. Fans have already begun dissecting each episode, searching for patterns, convinced that Heyman is once again playing chess while everyone else plays checkers. The legacy play. At 59, Paul Heyman isn't looking to prove himself. He's looking to immortalize himself. This rumored alliance isn't just a storyline. It's potentially his legacy project, a masterclass in long-term storytelling and talent elevation. If successful, it would position him not only as WWE's greatest manager, but as its most enduring creative architect. From Lesnar to Punk, from Reigns to whoever comes next, Heyman's influence would be undeniable. What comes next? Whether this alliance manifests at the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, or later in the year, one thing is certain. Paul Heyman is once again at the center of wrestling's most fascinating mystery. The whispers, the meetings, the coded promos, all point toward a shift that could alter the company's hierarchy. Maybe this is the dawn of a new era. Maybe it's the final evolution of a man who has spent his life rewriting wrestling's rules. Either way, when Paul Heyman finally steps out of the shadows, the entire industry will be watching.